Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the Liberlupus boxing gloves. So check it out. Alright guys, so today I'm doing a close-up weigh-in and review on the Liberlupus boxing gloves. These are an entry-level glove that's relatively inexpensive and has been requested for a review on my channel by several of you. So I figured I'd go ahead and pull the trigger and get a pair of these. You can get these on Amazon. And this uses a synthetic outside casing. The actual profile of the gloves is more of like a tie-style glove with a shorter cuff. And kind of a wider hand profile. It has this Liberlupus design that's written down on the back of the glove. Kind of reminds me somewhat like a Venom style glove. It uses a layered foam padding that's more on the dense side, so it actually gives you a good amount of protection, but it's not overly thick. Sometimes you get gloves that are way too padded, thickness wise, so you kind of get a sense that your feedback is getting taken away from whatever you're hitting, especially on heavy bag work. But with these, it's definitely a little bit on the denser side, and it's really nice in terms of feedback as well as protection. So the actual synthetic that they use on here is a little bit of a step above what you would find like in the Everlast synthetics. I'd say it's kind of like a mid-tier. It's not super thin, but it's not super thick and durable like the rival microfiber, but it's still not bad. You have that nylon attached thumb. It says Liberlupus. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Liberlupus or Liberlupus, I don't know, but whatever. And then you have this rounded wrist support again. That's like a tie style glove. I'd say maybe about an inch thick of padding around the cuff of the glove. And you have a kind of a moisture wicking polyester nylon liner. Some double stitching there, ventilated holes on the palm. The grip bar on here is a pretty good size and density, so that's nice to see. And you also have a little bit of padding right here on the outside edge of the palm for parrying strikes as well. So there you guys have it, just to show you both gloves, the right and the left side, and see how they look. And overall, so let's go ahead and put these on the scale, see how much these weigh relative to their advertised weight. And the right glove is right at 14.8, and the left glove is right at 14.9. So they're exactly on weight with each other, but about an ounce underweight. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Liberlupus boxing gloves. I got mine in the all black colorway. You can also get this in black and gold. Decided to get the 16-ounce version, and size-wise you can get it anywhere between 10 to 16 ounces. This is definitely an entry-level glove that I gotten quite a few requests to do a review on, so I decided to pull the trigger and purchase these off of Amazon. This is a Chinese branded glove, very similar to some of the other ones like Wulong and TFM. I've been doing a lot more of the Chinese brands lately just because I feel that there's a lot more out there that hasn't been discovered yet. So I have a pair of these, and these are actually pretty solid gloves, especially for the price point. The first thing you notice design wise is that this is a little bit more of a tie style glove in terms of the shape and the kind of wrist support you have here. It has more of a shorter and stockier build to it with a wider tapered open hand compartment. And that's not to say you can't use these for boxing, because you can, but you can definitely tell that's where they got their design cue from. It was a tie style glove. It does use a synthetic outside casing that has kind of a matte finish to it, and it says Liberlupus across in vertically on top of the glove with its own little unique design that doesn't look too bad, has its own look to it. It uses a multi-layer foam padding, which I really like, especially on an economy glove like this one. Typically they have like a molded foam, or they use kind of a cheaper foam, but this one has a pretty good amount of density to it, and I feel like they don't overcompensate by overloading the strike surface right here with way too much padding, and sometimes that's kind of annoying. But they do a pretty good job, and it's definitely more on the firm side right there. Not rock solid, but it does have some give to it, but good for shock absorption. Coming down to the Velcro strap, as I mentioned earlier, it's more of a tie style glove, so it has a circular rounded cuff rather than a traditional boxing glove where you have the two pieces of cushion padding that kind of come down and create a splint. This one is rounded off, and you have about an inch of padding and firm density around. You also have a tricot, or should I say polyester nylon liner on the inside. And here's the Velcro strap. And then also on the palm, you have the ventilated holes. And I'd say maybe 1/8 of an inch of extra padding on this outside edge to parry strikes. And right here, you have a nylon attached thumb, as well as a good sized grip bar that has a good amount of density to it. Quality-wise, for the price point, these gloves are actually pretty nice. I mean, you're not gonna expect, obviously, the highest quality gloves in terms of like the materials they use and the attention to detail. But to be honest with you, you know, the only areas I would say, obviously, is like the nylon there, areas where obviously the most premium of materials are not used. Stitching look okay right there on the edges. You have the double stitching on the palm side, the ventilated holes. You know, the design of the Liberlupus on the back, it's kind of like a stealth look to it, where it's black on black, but this is more of a shiny kind of patent material, where this is matte. So for those of you that like that all blacked out design, I'm pretty sure you guys will like the look of that. And it has Liberlupus on the back of the Velcro strap there. You know, the Velcro padding is really good. The only thing I'd say is that these gloves are a little over an ounce underweight, so if they can get the weight on point, that'd be an added bonus. But fingertip compartment, you can see where everything's bonded pretty nicely. So again, I mean, even the economy gloves, you're starting to see they're really upping their game in terms of the quality of these gloves. They're no longer just like toy gloves that you throw away into a box and get rid of after only a couple of weeks because they don't last very long. You're starting to see that the market is starting to grow, and with that, even the entry-level gear is starting to get better in quality just because of the popularity of the gloves, and you have a lot more people that are interested in the sport. So that's kind of the driving factor together with the marketing. But you can see the glove is really well balanced. Again, it's more on the shorter side, so there's not a ton of material on the lower portion of the glove that gives it a lot of slack, but you don't really have too much of give in terms of it being too top heavy. Comfort of the glove, sliding your hand in here. You know, for a 16-ounce glove, I think they're actually the perfect size. And by that I mean, I don't feel like the hand compartment is too wide or too narrow. Thumb placement is really nice and parallel. This piece right here doesn't pinch down on my thumb, so that's really good. Wrist support feels okay. For a tie style glove, you definitely have a little bit more flexibility in being able to get your hands around your opponent's head or neck. In traditional boxing, obviously you're not going to be using that, so I'd say that's kind of a drawback in terms of this wrist support, is you're not going to get the same as you would like a lace-up classic boxing glove. But finger compartment is nice and deep. You do have a little bit of a neoprene patch right there. And you feel a little bit of the stitching, but it's not too bothersome in terms of the comfort of the glove. So I feel like they did a really good job with the hand ergonomics and with this glove. You know, you can feel that it's really comfortable. If you do have larger hands and longer fingers, I think these would accommodate you very well, and you won't feel any kind of discomfort or pain in the typical areas that you usually find with some gloves that kind of pinches down here. The finger feels kind of weird, and they're decently broken in. It does take some time to kind of get that foam broken in the material, but they're not overly too stiff, so that's a good thing as well. Protection and performance, again, like I showed you guys earlier, this is definitely more on the firm side. So it's not a molded foam, but you can see the fact that I like that they don't put overly amount of too much padding over the knuckle area. So you definitely get a good sense of feeling like you're making contact with your surface, but it does absorb the shock really well. So for those of you that maybe are looking for an entry-level glove that you can use for hitting the bag with, and maybe you are doing Thai kickboxing or a Muay Thai, and that's the kind of the glove you're looking for, I would recommend these, especially at the price point that they come in at. Cost-wise, these are only $29. So for those of you that are looking at something like at the $30 range, whether it's boxing or kickboxing, I think these are a really good choice at the price point. You know, all things considered, the level of protection you're getting, the thumb feels comfortable, the hand compartment feels really good. You know, the wrist support is decent for what it is, but overall, pretty good bang for the buck for a synthetic glove of this caliber. So I definitely recommend it if you're in that price point. and that's what your budget allows. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Liberlupus boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.